Hey everyone, we're back. It's a new week, it's a new planning week, and it's a new story. Oh, do I have a story for you guys? Um, let's see. Where do I get started? Um, Last week I told you guys about my AC condensate line being clogged up and having to figure out how to unclog that and um, the shenanigans involved. Well, the shenanigans continue on in the Baldwin house. This week, courtesy, the refrigerator filter line. Oh, yes. You know, if you have a refrigerator that you can get water and ice from, there's usually a filter line in the back. Most of the newer refrigerators have filters on the inside of the refrigerator. This one, when we bought the house, the filter is on the outside. And honestly, you guys, it looks like they literally took the filter line, cut it in half so they could attach it to the two connectors. I won't get into details about locking flares and things like that. Anyways, that's a whole other. This is not House Ownership 101 with Amanda. No, it is not. This is Humorous Life. So, okay, so it looks like they took the filter line and they cut it in half and then stuck it in the ends. Well, we knew that we had a problem with this filter line at about beginning of October of last year. Found out that the cutoff switch for the plumbing thing does not actually cut off all the way, which is annoying in and of itself. But we figured we sealed up the leak that was happening, and then we planned on getting a refrigerator probably this year. We may still get a new refrigerator, but anyways, I say we, but it was my oldest son. All of a sudden heard water, and we were sitting there looking at it and everything. Pull the refrigerator away from the wall, and there's water again. I mean, it's not a massive leak, but it was enough to just soak stuff, and that's obviously not what you want. So we kept the refrigerator away from the wall. Obviously, this was at night when we discovered it, so there wasn't going to be anything that we were going to do. I tried to shut off the water as best I could from that shut-off valve, and then we just placed some towels and a bucket underneath to catch any water that leaked out during the night. Next day comes around. This is obviously what I need to do. I'm looking to see if maybe I can just plug up the leak again, and it just... No, I think it just had enough. And so off to Home Depot. Can't find exactly what I need. Off to Walmart. At Home Depot I did find a new filter line, and that's what I knew that I needed. But head off to Walmart. Saw something that resembled the current setup that we had, but it was obviously too big. Needless to say, we had to shut the water off to the house because the plumbing shut-off valve right there at the refrigerator does not shut off all the way. So, note to self, hire a plumber, get it fixed. That will be happening very, very soon. But when we go to shut off the water, we realize with all the rain that we've had and stuff that the pipe area that keeps where your water shut-off valve is free from debris and stuff has shifted, so now we can't even shut the water off to the house, which in a emergency is actually not a cool thing to have. So we're out there digging anthills. Okay, I get bit by an ant on my hand and it is still swollen. I have allergic reactions to the ant bites out here. A whole debacle of that. We're digging. Neighbors are looking at us wondering what the heck we're doing out there. Finally, we dig enough to be able to move the barrier pipe or cover or whatever you want to call it enough so that we can actually shut the water off to the house. So in hindsight, it's probably a good thing that we had to do this, because in case of an emergency, I don't want to have to be out there digging in the middle of the night or whatnot. Shut the water off. And we disconnect the filter line from the refrigerator and go to proceed to let it drain, knowing that the water shutoff valve doesn't completely shut off. And we're waiting and we're waiting and we're waiting, and I'm getting everything set up, and my anxiety is high, and I'm frustrated, and yeah, like, I mean, that's just how it is in any type of situation. If you're frustrated, the anxiety's high and all of that. Luckily, my 3 other kids knew that, like, this was not a time to be around and asking mom questions, so they stayed upstairs and they stayed out of the way, which was really, really great. So props to my kids. Round of applause. But we get it going, and I'm like, okay, maybe it's drained enough and it's just the residual stuff. Let's go ahead and disconnect it from the actual shutoff valve area that comes out of your wall. Guys, this was like in a freaking movie, okay? Or a whole special where somebody doesn't know what the heck they're doing. Now, mind you, I probably don't know what the heck I'm doing, but I thought we had let the water drain enough. We unhook that locking nut, and do you see the Jaws picture that was coming down right there that I just laid down not too long ago? It literally looked like that. We had water spraying in our faces. So me and my son are crouched down there, and water is just coming up in our faces, just blowing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, nothing around here works. We totally didn't shut off the water correctly. Everything's going wrong at this point. So we hurry and put the nut back on there, and I just plug the end of that filter line with my thumb to just hold the water there, okay? Until we can obviously figure out something at this point now. It's do or die at this point. So you have him go grab another bucket, and we take that filter line, and I put it into the bucket, and it's just draining, and I'm like, bleepity bleep bleep bleep. This is not okay. I have to laugh at this, you guys. I have to laugh. And I want to laugh loud, so I have to kind of move away from my microphone right now. But hilarious, okay? So water spraying, it's coming out. Grab the bucket. It's coming out of the little filter line hose, and the bucket is filling up. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Mind you, it wasn't a big bucket, okay? So it's not like, if it was a big bucket and it was still filling up, then I would have known that we did not shut the water off correctly. And it's filling up, and it's getting closer and closer to the top, and I'm just like, this is my life. This is the defining moment of home ownership, and whether or not I can survive without my trusty dusty husband here to endure this stuff with me. And right as soon as it gets maybe a half inch from the top, it trickles off. The celebration! Dude, we had a celebration. We were celebrating so hard. Like, we did it! We did it! We did it! Oh my gosh, we're actually really smart. We shut the water off and we figured this out. Like, insane. You guys, we were... It was so funny. You're probably, like, rolling your eyes and going, yeah, this isn't as funny as you're saying it is, Amanda. But imagine it. Somebody who's never had to shut the water off to their house before, has never had to change a filter line to a refrigerator, has YouTubed the heck out of videos and done tutorials on the internet to try and figure out, is this what I'm supposed to be doing, and making sure that I've got everything right, I've got all the right tools. Mind you, my dad bought my husband a brand new tool set for Christmas. Guess who got to use it? This lady right here. So I'm sure my dad will never watch my videos, but in case he ever does, thanks, Dad, for the tool set. It's been great. But we did it, you guys. We were able to unhook the filter. We were minimal water went everywhere. Even when it was spraying in our face and stuff, we had all these towels down below us and stuff to catch any water. So we really did not have water anywhere else. The towels, thank heavens, helped us out a ton. We connected a new filter line and got it to the refrigerator connected correctly. I was a little bit worried about that because it had seemed like that they had not properly installed this filter line in the first place. Okay. I'm quickly realizing that the people who owned this house before us and did projects did not do them correctly. And I'm not saying that I know like everything about home ownership and doing things, but you can definitely tell when things are done right and when things are done wrong. And if you're having to shave down pieces of a tubing to make it fit, it's the wrong size of tubing. Yeah, I'm about doing things the right way, not the cheapest way. So, anyways, that's my little soapbox for the moment. We connected it. We went back outside. I had my son turn back on the water to the house, and I watched the refrigerator. We drained some water from the refrigerator to see if the line was actually working and if anything was like busting out, because that's the last thing I need, but you know, gotta make sure. And guys, it went off without a hitch. I did it. I completely survived a quote unquote plumbing incident. I completely survived it. And I'm actually really proud of myself. I got some skills, you guys. But my son, cool as a cucumber. That dude flew through this event super, super calm. And in fact, when the water started spraying us, instead of him getting stressed out, he laughed. I'm like, what kid? First off, if it was any of us, we'd all be bleepity bleep bleep bleep, right? Because that's not what we want to do. But he was just fantastic, you guys. Like, props. When this guy gets married, whoever his spouse is, I'm giving you a lucky one. I got no words for how calm and reserved he was during this entire stressful situation. He probably also figured out that, you know, hey, my mom's already stressed out. I don't need to add to it, so I'm just going to be sitting here and just be cool. And when she needs me, I'll do it, and which is a very, 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 very fantastic thing. So, we've had a lot of fun with pipes and water the past few months, and it's probably one of the scariest things, I think, as a homeowner, to have water coming from any source. You know, because you think leaks, you think in the walls. Luckily for us, it's not ever been in the walls, but it has obviously has the potential to affect something in the walls. So, note to self, we will be getting a plumber to fix that shut-off valve because it doesn't shut all the way. It looks like they caulked over it quite a few times, which you're not supposed to do. And then when you try to turn it all the way off, it's obviously sticking and the whole pipe area is twisting, which is not an okay thing. So we definitely have that on the agenda to fix, because that's, well, I don't want that thing bursting on me. Yeah. So that's my story. That's my humorous, funny story for the week. And really, honestly, after that day, I decided this is totally a mental health day. We didn't do school that day. Well, okay. This was counted as a school day. Okay, because he had to learn some things. He had to help me research. He had to learn the difference between millimeters and inches. Like, these are all things that are actually very, very pertinent. So we did count it as part of a school day. But overall, it was like, we're taking the day off. Mommy is going back up to bed and taking a mental health day, because I don't think I can deal with anything else possibly just not functioning the way it's supposed to go. Especially considering that we had the condensate line, you know, the week before, and that one was backing up and pouring water into my drip pan upstairs, which almost overflowed. And thank heavens for the invention of a wet vac, you guys. A wet vacuum. Wet dry vac is actually, I think, the proper term. I don't know. Thank heavens for that. But you guys, whew, it was a doozy of a week. So I am finishing up here. As always, everything will be linked down below. So all the shops that I use in the spread, I will link their links down below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and click the notification bell, that little bell, to get notified when I upload a video. Okay, guys? We'll see you later. Okay? Bye.